asked Nigerians to share the stories of their mothers, the sacrifices they made for them, the journey of pain, love, devotion, and struggles made by our mothers to make us who we are today. They shared their stories with us. Thousands of entries, hundreds of interviews, and documentary across the country. 20 unique stories have been selected for us to learn from, appreciate, and celebrate. The sacrifices and devotion are real. Real people, real stories, real experiences. The emotional true life experiences being shared, narrated, and dramatized are simply captivating. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the most touching stories of our mothers. The Supermom reality TV show, Celebrity Edition, starts now.
Just as the crushing of a rose brings out its sweet perfume, so the celebration of mothers releases the sweetness within us. The ageless angels, the priceless princesses, the confidence of our boast, the reality in our hopes, and the strength in our zeal. Only mother's love understands our tears. Only mother's love calms our fears. Only mother's love soothes our disappointments. Only mothers share the joy we feel. Only mother's faith inspires the confidence in us. Mother's love, faith, boldness, steadfastness, inspirations and aspirations are fashioned by the angels and sent from God to mankind. Without mincing words, mothers are the greatest treasures heavens have lavished upon humankind. Abbas Akonde Obesere, also known as Omo Rakpala, Obesere is a native of Ibadan, Oyo State, a popular Fuji musician. Obesere came into limelight with his lewd lyrics that openly touched on issues that were considered taboo in the conservative Yoruba community. Following the paths of other successful musicians, especially the progenitor of modern Fuji music, Sikiru Ayinde Barrister, Obesere has also taken his brand of Fuji music all over the world. Respected and recognized at home and abroad, the unassuming music star is one of the few holding aloft the flag of Fuji music in a climb where hip-hop has taken preeminent.
My name is Abbas Akonde Adeniyi, son of Ajalaru, popularly known as Obesere, from Oluyole in Ibadan.
Àkàndé ní Ìbàdàn ni wọ́n bẹ̀ mí sí o. Abbas ní Ìbàdàn ni wọ́n bẹ̀ mí sí o. Bàbá tèmi pẹ̀lú wọn lò nílẹ̀. Bàbá tèmi pẹ̀lú wọn lò nílẹ̀ ní Ìbàdàn o. Aládé ní Ìbàdàn ni wọ́n bẹ̀ mí sí.
My name is Mrs. Taibat Anike Omobonike.
Now in her early 60s, Mrs. Taibat never imagined that an opportunity to share her experience with the rest of the world would come. She was born at Okeikpadi in the ancient city of Ibadan.
My mother has suffered so much for me, and she's done a lot for me. No gratification will be too much for all she's done.
Like other mothers on the show, Mrs. Taibat had her own fair share of problems while raising Abbas.
My mother told me a story. He said when I was a little boy, I was ill, critically ill.
This is a story I can never forget. He was a little baby who had not yet started sitting, not grown at all. I took him to visit my grandmother and said to her, "This is my new baby." Suddenly he started running temperature. So I was asked to take him to the hospital.
She made a mental note to do that once she got home. However, on getting home, the temperature had increased and he was rushed to the hospital.
I was admitted for a long time. That time, my both legs were twisted, that they had to operate on them to get them back to normal. My mother told me that there was a time she was in the hospital with the doctors and nurses.
It was 3 days. 3 noon, 3 nights. I stood by him. I did not drink, I did not eat, nor doze.
On the third day, Mrs. Taibat's body gave in to nature and she fell asleep for the first time since he was hospitalized.
My mother just slept off. She slept for like 1 minute within 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. And there was this nurse that came to slap her. She started dripping tears. The nurse said, "You're sleeping. Why would you be sleeping?"
The Supermom reality TV show.
I held his hands while blood was transferred into his body. They placed cotton wool on him. God is great. Abbas is a precious child to me. May he live long. May he live to eat many kola nuts. He should prosper more than this. The cotton wool in his body had no blood, so they asked me to see it. I was told when he was getting better. The nurse called me and apologized for hitting my head. I told her it's okay. After all, it's for my good she did that. Then she said if I understood the situation of the child, that's why she hit me. She said I should understand the child has a purpose in life. Children whose cases are not worse as his don't make it. Can I see how they rush children in and out? Some die, they rush them out. Then she asked if I saw different cases. That's why she hit me. I told her I didn't sleep. It wasn't intentional. She complimented me, good mother, saying God would watch over him.
However, after surviving the illness, the doctors congratulated my mother. Congratulations. When I was in school, my mother would come to school to give my class teachers gifts and beg them, "Please take care of my son. Don't make him put me to shame." So they don't say I brought them to Lagos to become something else.
Mrs. Taibat had many dreams for her children. However, she realized that they had to start somewhere, so she enrolled Abbas and his brother in a school. At least that was a good beginning.
When they observed break in school, he usually carry out drums to play. When I go to school to check on him, to see if he's doing well, the report I get, the boy has gone, or Morakpala, he must have sneaked out again to play drums and sing.
Because my mother knows that I'm someone that takes no nonsense from day one. She knows that I'm stubborn and naughty. She knows my goal is goal and my calm is calm.
He's a radical. In Babegu's village, some of which I don't know about, elders report to me that there was a fight and my son was involved. I thank them. Most of the fights he gets involved in is related to a woman.
You see, that Indian hemp we say they smoke, I've tasted it before. What I'm talking about like 25 years or 30 years ago. I was so small. I tasted Indian hemp then. There were some alphas that my mother said they should keep praying for me so I don't put her to shame. That alpha, maybe he dreamt or he saw a vision. But that alpha, I went to him that fateful day to collect my medicine as usual. Because every night I have to go and collect my medicine to use. And if I don't, my mom gets worried and she keeps asking, "Have you been to Alajibupa's place to collect your medicine?" I'll tell her I've done it. So that day, I went to visit Alajibupa and he said, "Abbas, that railway you visit, please don't do that again. If not for the sake of my mother then, because the Indian hemp we're talking about, just one base that I puff then, where I'm seated then, under 5 minutes I'll sleep off. Just one base. That's all. I will sleep within 5 minutes At least before anyone can wake me up, then I would have slept for like 4 to 5 hours. If not for the sake of my mother, if I'd continued with such acts, I would have gone insane. So I cannot despise my mother. My mother is a mother anytime.
Mrs. Taibat also refused to give up. She wanted her son to have a career, not to become a vandal. After a lot of pressure, he took him to a man who repaired electronics. Her only hope was that he would take this more seriously and forget about singing and music in general.
So I started learning as an apprentice after school because I know about electronics. I've learned about printing press and welding engineering.
Along the line, while he was growing, he learned some handiwork jobs, but he did not practice any.
All this we are saying wasn't my destiny. But my mother wanted me to go to school, so also my dad.
His father said he must study, and his older siblings said he must also study.
As they say, the leopard cannot change his spots. No matter how hard she tried, Obesere still found a way to continue his music career.
We took him to various places to learn how to work, but he runs away with a boy called Safe. We call him Safe. He follows him around. He goes to shows with him. When I visit Baba Egun's village, everybody call me and tell me this is what this boy would do. I should encourage him. I tell them his father is not in support of his singing. He said he must study. They will plead with me to let him be. Those who advise me are still at Baba Egun's village till date. They said there is something peculiar about his performance, that Safe gets weak on stage. But once Abbas collected the mic till dawn, he wouldn't drop it. He wouldn't sit. And everyone would dance till dawn. That I should consider these things. It's like this is who God wants him to be.
The Supermom reality TV show.
One day, we attended a party coincidentally. I met his wife, so I asked her what she was doing here, so she said they came for the party. At night, I saw him and I asked him what he came for. He said he came to perform, and I asked him, is it true? So he said yes. My enemies wage war. The evil ones tried their best, but God refused them success. His equipment did not come up early. Those I took as fathers started praying and prophesied, saying, let the boy perform. Because you brought him up, he grew in your hands. You called him to perform. You must allow this hold. After all they said, 5 minutes later, the equipment responded and they started performing. On that day, the money I received, I least expected it, because they left the host, didn't spray him again. I had to spray the host and his wife. Everyone turned to me and sprayed me money. He started singing, whoever doesn't know my mother, come and see my mother, come. Everyone sprayed me. So I left the place because they sprayed me too much. That is how the occasion went. So I thought of it. This is what God called him for.
Finally, Abbas became the musician that he wanted to become, and she got a son that she would be proud of. Abbas looks back and doubts if he would have become what he is today without his mother's patience. She was truly his heroine.
And God made it. He made it possible for me to be the first son to buy my father a vehicle amongst every other child before he died. Until today, my mother still enjoys me and prays for me every time.
The Supermom reality TV show.
Mama is a very good woman. She's a very good mom. She's a very good sister, mother, grandmother to me and to all the siblings and even to the whole family. She looks after everybody. She is concerned when you're not happy. She wants you to be happy. She doesn't want any misunderstandings. Well, in any marriage or in any relationships, you can't say that there won't be, misunderstandings. But Mama will always, stay by you, stand by you, talk for you. Even she will tell you not to say nothing, just keep quiet, making sure that everything, works out well in every relationship with, her sons and their wives. And she's very, very prayerful. Like I said earlier on, she prays for everybody, and I pray that she lives longer to, enjoy more of the labor that she has made.
My name is Dayo Adeumi Otumba. I'm a producer to Alaj Kudus Abbas Akande Obesere, EP8. He's a very good son to his mother. He cherishes his mother so much, more than anything on earth. After God, he will mention his mother. Nobody again, only his mother. So that makes me believe that the mother is a very good mother. Yami Anike, Omubunike, Trey Bart. I want to buy a motor, Bobby bicycle. For my mama, this is not the coco. I know the play coso. My mama, I can swing, I can win.
Nígbàkigbà tí bá ti rántí Ọlọ́run tí mo rántí ọkàn mi máa ń balẹ̀.
The Supermom reality TV show.
Ìyá dada ṣàní ìyá mi, alájà tó ìbátú mi, Àníkẹ́ Adé mi. Ọmọ bòní kẹjọ ìbátú mi, Àníkẹ́ Adé mi o. Mo fi tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ dárúkọ wọn dá mi. Ó ṣe gudugudu tó pọ̀ lórí mi. yàyà mẹ́fà tó pọ̀ lórí mi ó jìyà púpọ̀ lórí mi mo dúpẹ́ màmá mi o lọ́jọ́ rírí jẹ lọ́jọ́ àìrí jẹ bí mi ò bá jẹ màmá mi ò ní lè jẹ o bí mi ò bá mú màmá mi ò ní lè mú bí mi ò bá sùn màmá mi ò ní lè sùn mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ màmá mi àníkíá tèmi màmá gidi ni.
The Supermom reality TV show.
DJ Humility. His name is on the lip of every lover of good music in Nigeria today. Yet he's not a musician. Today, DJ Humility is rated as one of the best disc jockey, not even in Nigeria, but beyond. His background, especially his growing up, actually depicts the acronym Humility. He actually bears a heavy burden on his shoulders by virtue of being a young man living in the police barracks with experiences to show for it. His humility, as well as his professional exploit in music, has earned him a prominent place in Nigeria's music industry.
My name's Benedict Ismekwenuya Afagu, also known as DJ Humility. I'm from Delta State. I was born and brought up in Lagos, Surulere Police Barracks, and I'm a disc jockey.
DJ Humility, run things, on the wheels of steel, the incredible DJ Humility.
My mom's name is Janet Afagu.
My name is Mrs. Janet Afagu. I'm from Delta State, Ika North East, Akumazi, Umocha. I'm 54 by age. I was born 1958, October.
Despite the fact I was born in the police barracks, the fear of God that she imparted in us, most especially on me, really helped my life and my career.
Her growing up years were similar to that of an average young girl. When she was ripe for marriage, a young man's family came to ask for a hand in marriage. However, she requested to see the man in question before she could make her final decision.
You know, that time, it's not like this time now you are doing boyfriend and girlfriend. It's not like that in my own days. So, I met him when the family come, but they want wife for their son. Then we told them that because he's not at home, tell them that I cannot marry the man that I didn't know. So I will see him. I know if I like him or not.
Her request was granted, and the rest is history.
When he came, well, I thank God that is the type of person that I love to marry. So that's how we started.
Mrs. Janet and her husband moved to the barrack, and their union was blessed with 6 children.
Feeling most people normally have, that if you're born and brought up in the barracks, you must be a toy, you must be this, you must be that. She never allowed that to happen to me and, of course, my younger ones.
Benedict was Janet's first child, and he was fun to be with. He exhibited all the attributes of children who had music talents.
When he was 3, 4 years old, so you will see him carry all this bangolo, dice, tin, carry buckets, carry all this bango. There was beating it dice, using it to dance. They will tie those big plates that's already spoiled. They will pick it in dustbin. No, dustbin is very close to my place. All those ones that they are thrown away, he will use it, tie around his neck. They will be using it, banding it. Then when I said, why do you give my son this thing to carry? Don't you know that it's very heavy for him? They will tell me, he's the one that say he will carry it too. I say, no, don't give it to him again. Then I will quarrel, and I will lose it. After I might go to home, or maybe I take him along, he will still go back.
Janet did her best to bring up her children in the way of God. she made sure they went to church every Sunday, and Benedict hated the idea, but there was nothing he could do.
I was raised up in Assemblies of God Church, and that's the church my mom goes to even up to today. Believe me, when we were so young, whenever we don't want to go to church on Sunday, she would be the hair out of us.
He was very stubborn. There was a time, Saif, I enjoyed him. There was a day I asked him to go and wash plates. Then when he carried the plates, instead of him to wash the plates at the upstairs, then he carried the plates downstairs at the tap. He left the plates, go and play ball. Waited and waited, he didn't come. Then I now go down to wash the plate. I wash the plate, I carry the plate inside. So when we came, when I washed the plate finished, then I gave the rest children food. So when he came back, he want to eat. I said, there's no food for you. Because the plate I tell you to go and wash, you leave it and you go out. So there's no food for you. Then his brothers, they are already eat fish, they are doing math. You know how they are doing it now. Then he now came, became annoyed. He was stoning them and stoning himself. So he just come inside, carry the chair, stone the chair. I said, So before I came out from inside room, he ran away. Then I asked one boy, pursue you see, hold him for me. When you bring him inside, then I started beating him. Then when I hold this stick, but I wanted to beat him small. When I hold this stick, he will help me to drag it. He will be dragging the stick. He will break it. I carry their own belt. No, their belt is not strong enough. He will draw it, cut the belt. I say, so you are showing me now that you have power. Then I now take the father belt, the police belt, and I'm using the belt, beating him.
I know she's a disciplinarian, and I can show you one mark I have on my head, somewhere around here. That's the mark my mother gave to me. Nevertheless, I'm so happy. You know, I'm so happy the way you trained us, or you raised me.
However, as he grew up, he became stubborn. And this was a major source of worry to his mom.
After like 6-7 years, he brings out this really stubborn. He will be running up and down.
On a daily basis, Janet got various reports of her son's antics and was not impressed.
The stubbornness I'm talking about is when you leave home, not come back in time. After school, I go straight to the football pitch. Forget the fact that I'm this big, but I used to be a serious footballer.
That's what it is. Stop me when I'm about to score.
It is your mom I pity. I will put your hands down.
Not just a footballer, and also a fighter. Yes, I fight so hard when I was in secondary school, primary and secondary school. When people know me to be, I'm a lot to my job. You know, it means the police saw the fighter.
About 12 years, or 11 to 12 years, my son ran away from house. He wanted to be a conductor. So, we said, I'll be looking for him. Even I will tell Barras boys, please help me to look for EC, because it's known as EC. About that December, until November, December again, EC will go to this Dalekon, Munshi side. We will go there, be carrying rice, alabaru. But we don't know. But when they come, they say, Agolono. I say, which one is Agolono? The other boy will come and say, Agolono. After I begin asking, what is Agolono? Then one boy that hear Yoruba tell me that is come on for road, or excuse me, when the person is carrying something. And I say, Isi, what are you carrying? Now I know that Isi is going to Munchi to carry load rice. Then we have to stop him. Certain time again, you see John man no war. Well, the father said, well, I can't stop him. for man no war again. Only that I will go and know the place they meet. That is the man no war office. That we will go there to confirm if it's man no war or not. The father with him, they go there and then see that it's man no war true. Even if he has been officer there, So after they go to Snake Island. So he tell my husband that he's going to Snake Island. That they will stay 3 days or 1 week. So after we stayed that 3 days, he didn't come back. Husband say, let me try you. Since 3 days, I didn't see this boy. So the man go to Snake Island. I think whether now Victoria Island, for me, I don't know the place. So when he go there, I saw Metisi and other people with big men. So after they came back, they travel again. That I don't know, I didn't remember the place again. So the time that he lived there, Pata is the time he came with breaking hands. And when he fall like a mango tree, he now fall and break his hands. So we started carrying him about up and down to do the hand. So it's from there. Then he leave the man no war. He started DJ.
Janet's business was hardly making profit. She borrowed some money from her friend to help resuscitate her business. Rats had infested her merchandise and sales were really down. Among the poor, Janet's family was regarded as chief. She owed her neighbors and friends so much money. In fact, her life was now at a standstill. Benedict realized that his parents were in financial trouble and wanted to relieve his parents of the financial burden. He relayed to them his ambition to become a disc jockey. His mother was in support, but his father kicked against the idea.
What did they talk? I'm not the yell. That one, wait. Not the school where I don't carry you go now. That DJ work, you won't go. Don't let your papa hear you.
I already had him. Not to be a disco dancer, Adi. Never. Not in this house. You better go on the street and go and do what you want to do, DJ call.
But you go let us do what you want to now. At least now you sure you go do it. Leave my phone.
Madam, if you want to become a DJ, go outside there. Go and do whatever you want to do.
She supported me, but my dad never. My dad was so mad. He was like, I'm sending you to school. You say you want to be a disco boy? Disco boy? I said, no, Daddy, shut up. You want to be a disco boy? I said, Daddy, I want to be a DJ, not a disco boy.
Despite his father's disapproval, DJ Humility went ahead with his dream, and that made him furious once again. Janet had to intervene.
When he started DJ, we will not see him for nights. So the father will say, no, my son cannot be sleeping outside for nights. That time he was like 15, 16.
You know, the first day I slept outside, my dad almost killed me. It was my mom that really made my dad, you know, that made him calm down and let him know that, look, this guy doesn't smoke. I said, so why are you disturbing him? I've been watching him, he doesn't even smoke. So when my dad now looked at all those, how will I put it? But she was the one that really influenced me. She was the one that advised my dad, and today seriously paying me.
She had not heaved a sigh of relief when probably the worst hit her.
October 29th, 2005, there was a clash between the Nigerian police and the Nigerian army in Surulere, Area C, around the Juelegba. And the Nigerian army, they forced their way into the barracks, they burned down the police station, went straight to our apartment, beat up my dad and threw him from upstairs. This happened 4th October 2005, and my father finally gave up. It goes to 29th October, same 2005. So ever since, my mom has not been the same, and no compensation from the Nigerian government, and she's been taking care of the whole family.
The Supermom reality TV show.
Mommy, I so much appreciate you. Till now that I'm a grown man, I appreciate you so much. I remember all you did when I was still a baby, how you took care of me. I remember when I ran away from home just because Daddy wants to beat me, and I ran down to Juelegba. It is you that was seriously crying and was begging Dad that they have to bring me back home. Now, I don't think I would have been a DJ. I don't think I would have been a famous man. I don't think I'll be a role model to so many young Nigerians out there. By now, I would have been an area boy. I don't know what I would have been if not for your care and your prayers and everything you've done. Mommy, I'm a man now, I'm a grown up. I thank you so much for everything you've done.
I really love you so. Tell me you could be like a mama. Tell me you could be like a mama. I want to buy a motor, maybe bicycle. I want to build house for my mama. This is not the coco. I know they play coso.
The Supermom reality TV show.
Tell me who could be like a mama, I want to buy a motor, maybe bicycle. I want to build house for my mama. This is not the coco. I know they play coso. Be my mama, yeah. Mama, yeah, mama. Hiddy body day, hey. Mama, yeah, mama. Hey, I really love you so, yeah. Mama, yeah, mama. Zagaze, hey. Mama, yeah, mama. Mummy, yeah. My mama be my queen, I know they take come they play. She's the strength to my soul, now we play, I they play. She's my princess, my empress, my love is endless. For my mama. So you were right here with me anywhere I go. You're the best around the globe. You're so special, yeah. I really love you so, yeah. Tell me you could be like a mama, yeah. Oh, tell me you could be like a mama, yeah. I want to buy a motor, maybe bicycle. I want to build house for my mama. This